In this video, I'll show how to install an auxiliary brake light of any kind onto a Zero motorcycle. Now on the Zero, you can't just plug in a light into the normal wire behind the tail light because it's negatively signaled, not positive. This connector pulls off of the taillight pretty easily. You have to reach through here with both fingers, which obviously I can't show you while I'm holding the camera. But you reach up in here and grab this on both sides using both hands and pull it out. Originally, this was run on this side, and which is fine. There was lots of extra cable, and you have to get this out of the way so you can put the box back in here. I'm putting it back onto this side because it just seemed to fit a lot better. I don't know that it makes a big deal. Here we have the taillight wires. The brake is the second one, which is the one with the black stripe. So the black stripe wire goes to ground when you press on the brake, and that's what is our signal. And that's the problem, is nearly every motorcycle, or possibly every other motorcycle in the world, that would be 12 volts to turn on the brake light. This is the 12 volts that is constantly applied into the brake light circuit. The brown also carries 12 volts, and the black, of course, is ground. These types of tap connectors are the only ones I'd use. I would definitely not use those cheapy blue and red ones. They're just problematic. And if you ever have to take them off, they leave the wire pretty well damaged. You can get them in two conductor, three conductor, four conductor, or here I use singles. It just depends on which thing you need to connect. This is the relay circuit, and this is an isolated relay. I don't know if this is critical, but you can't go wrong by using them. They're really cheap on Amazon. What this does is that it takes that negative signal and converts it into a positive signal for your auxiliary brake light. And it does it through an isolated electronic circuit, not just a relay. Relays themselves have a draw, and they can also backfeed current when they turn off. Again, I have no idea if this motorcycle will care. However, this guarantees that it's safe. A straight up relay may or may not be. Here's a 6-conductor cable that I used. You can buy the cable like this with many different conductors. This is a 24 gauge, which is plenty for the current and easy to manage. Something super thin like a 28 can be very difficult to manage, and then larger ones like 18 are just thick and harder to use for no reason. I would definitely stick between 20 and 24. And these are obvious. You can see that these are the turn signals. You can see which one goes to where. And all we need is the hot, which is in one case the red, and in another case the white-green. And here we have the conversion unit that came with my taillight, my auxiliary taillight. It basically lets this one wire carry two different brightness levels, we'll call them, for the LEDs. They're modulated so that when the brake is not on, it's a taillight, and then you turn it on and you get full brake. Now this weird looking coating that you see over here and this green stuff, I added that. This is conformal coating, which completely seals the circuit. I can't say that this is absolutely necessary back here in the tail because the chances of water getting up in here are very low, but I happen to have it. And I'm also going to wrap this in tape just to keep it even more safe. This is called liquid tape. It's available at Home Depot and Lowe's, or pretty much anywhere that sells electrical supplies. And I just put it on here to make sure that these wires didn't get pulled out. They're ultra thin. They're like 26, 28 gauge. So I wanted to make sure that when it's shoved back into the tail, that there's no stress on these wires. That's the only purpose for this. If you're ultra careful with this, or maybe even just fold them over and wrap them with electrical tape, that'll be fine too. Now the tray obviously would interfere with any wires you leave out in the middle there. So I shoved everything up into the tail, and it all fits in there easily. I didn't have to push it in hard, and it's, you know, it's going to stay there, because once you put this tray in, then everything is held in place, and that it's as easy as that. So as you can see, we get the tail light, a license plate light with the running lights.